Hello, this is Thomas K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today I'm at Fort Dobbs State Historic Site here near Statesville, North Carolina. It's a nice day. It's actually a really pleasant day. It feels almost spring-like except for the overcast. And I'm grateful they're not very busy today. Fort Dobbs and sites like this typically aren't very busy in the wintertime. And we're still in the winter. Today is what, the February 9th. It's warm enough, I could almost be in short sleeves. But it's getting gusty, and we have a front moving through. And though rain wasn't really in the forecast today, I've already felt a couple little drops. You can see that the cloud cover's moving in a little bit. So the very, very kind staff here at Fort Dobbs said that I have the picnic shelter all to myself. So I can come out here and play radio. And I've just been thinking about the antenna I'm using. I'll tell you about the radio here in a second, but lately I've been using my AX1 antenna, this little tiny short portable antenna that I put on my, just put on the tabletop. But today I want to use an InFET half wave. And while I love this picnic shelter, and it is awesome, what I've done in the past, let's see if you can maybe get a view of this. What I've done in the past is, you can see, I usually set up over here because this has sort of, it's not, I don't like, when I go to a park, I don't like to be conspicuous, especially at a historic park like this where people are dressed in period costume and that sort of thing. By the way, it always just smells amazing here because they always have like a little campfire or something going, and it smells like camping. I love it. And again, the staff here are just amazing. There's always like a demonstration or something going on. It's just a wonderful park to go to. But I don't set up facing everything. And the reason I don't do that is I don't want to be conspicuous. Like, this is a park, has nothing to do with the wireless era. It's way before that. So I try to set off to the side where I'm not in anyone's way. And I also try to set up where I won't have my antenna in anyone's way if they're walking around. Now, there are very few people here. Like I said, very few people. And the likelihood they're going to come down here is low unless they're going to the trail. There's a trailhead down here. But the thing about going to the back side of this picnic shelter, and you'll find this sometimes when you go to different parks, is that like, it's not ideal. Like, the trees are kind of close to the side of the shelter, and the land slopes down from here. So usually what I do when I deploy an antenna is I shoot it from the back, it comes up, and then my weight is on this side. I attach the antenna, then pull it back up through the tree. So I only have to do one launching, and then I only have to actually wind up the line that I needed to do the initial shot. But most of the branches here that I need to snag are up pretty high, and then when you move down to the lower part, it's even higher. So it usually takes me a couple of times to snag the right branch when I come here and do it that way. I think, in fact, the last time I was here, maybe that's what I deployed, was an InFET half wave coming over this way. I'm feeling a little mist on me right now. I have also used this tree and one of those branches, which is way higher than I need it to be, to do like a random wire antenna, one of my shorter random wire antennas, and I set it up as a vertical coming straight down, and then I deploy my counterpoise either that way or this way or that way, just some way where it won't be in someone's way if they were to walk by. Today, I think I'm either going to set up the antenna where it's basically pointing out that way. That's what I'm leaning toward doing right now, pointing out to this little picnic area over here. And I'll tell you why in a second. Sort of pointing out this way, which means I'd need to snag one of these branches here, which wouldn't be super hard to do, but there are a few branches in the way, but I can probably do that. I'll probably launch the line from there, have it come up here, bring it down, and then bring it over to my table. It's about 61, 63 feet of wire, I think, in an InFET half wave that's for 40 meters. So the other option I have would be to launch a line, maybe say to that branch right there on that tree, which means that my antenna would come off the side of the picnic shelter. But I'd want to run the line up pretty quickly because this, of all places, is maybe where people would walk through. People tend to, when they go to the trail, they walk around that way, but I'd rather not have to always pay attention and have something in someone's way. So I'm probably going to end up shooting it this way and see how that works. Now, the reason why I'm thinking about this way is because I noticed driving in here that there's a broadcast tower like right through there. And I think if I point my antenna sort of in the opposite direction and not broadside to the tower, there may be less of a chance that the radio I'm using today will overload. Normally that's not a big deal. My radios don't overload very easily, but today I'm using the little radio in this pack, which is the Xiegu or Xiegu G106. Really small radio. You can see it fits in my hand easily. This little sucker does overload though, and at home, when I connect this up to my antenna at home, there's almost always broadcast band bleed through, which means it's probably the weakest front end of any radio I've used in a long time, including the X6100. I don't have an X6100 to compare next to it, but it worries me seeing that broadcast tower, which is probably 2.5, 3 miles away, maybe a little further, I'm not sure. It worries me seeing a broadcast tower out there because it may bother me. But I kind of think if maybe I run the antenna that way, and you antenna people can tell me if that'll make any difference at all. I don't know. We may just be listening to music while we're trying to play today. Maybe that'll make YouTube go crazy if they hear it in the background. With any luck though, maybe it'll work just fine and I won't have to worry about it. So yeah, we'll be running the G106, and since I'll have a resonant antenna, I don't need an antenna tuner or anything like that. But anyway, I better stop talking, start launching some lines, and get set up. So it is starting to rain on me now. So the end-fed half wave I'm using is MW0SAW Steve's, just homemade 40-meter end-fed half wave on a Soda Beams winder. Thank you so much for this, Steve. I really love this antenna. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and connect this up, pull it through. I may end up moving my station to this table right here a little bit closer to the interior because it is blowing rain in right now. It's light right now, but it could get heavy, so I think I'm going to move it a little closer in. And that should work out pretty well with my antenna orientation as well. Okay, I'm pretty pleased with this. For everybody who likes the real-time, real-life aspect, you can time how long it took me to do this. It's a very, very casual deployment. By the way, you may have noticed a big knot of line over there. It actually won't take me any time at all to sort that out. It's not really a knot, it's just how it kind of deployed. I remember the last time I used this, I was in a rush, and the very, very end of the line had just kind of a bunch that I stuck in the bag, and that's what that was. But it actually isn't really knotted up. If I'm just careful and pull it apart, it'll just kind of all fall apart. I'll go ahead and set up the antenna. So all I'm going to do is just connect up to this BNC here. I'll probably go back out there and pull it just a little taut once I do that, and hop on the air. Okay, just out of a sense of being thorough, I'll show you the rest of the way that I set this up. Really, there's nothing much to it. So this is like my box of radio goodies. I have probably 3 different radios in there right now, just little small QRP radios, because I wasn't really sure what I was going to use on this particular trip. And basically, I've set up the G106. I'm going to attempt to use, and I haven't tried this yet, I haven't turned this on. I'm going to attempt to use my pressure paddle and see if it'll work. Sometimes it doesn't work with some radios, and we'll see if it works with this one. It's worked with every radio I've tried so far, which is basically my 817, 818, my KX2, my KX3. I'm pretty sure there are some other radios in there I've forgotten, but so far it's worked with everything. Hopefully it'll work with this one as well. I'm powering it with a 3 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery by Bioenno. That's kind of my staple battery. I have 3 or 4 of those, and I keep them topped off. I've got a little ham radio workbench DC distribution panel. This is their old version. My new version is actually still in my shack and being used there. But go for the new, well, the new version is the only one available. I don't think they're in stock at time of making this video, but they should be within about a month or two. So maybe in March or April, they'll have more stock at DigiKey. Really, really fun build. The second one is even more robust than this first one. Really cool build. And so basically I just have a short line, like maybe 10 feet of RG316, so not a really long counterpoise. And if my 40 meter end-fed half wave going up in the tree, and what I did was I made it taut enough. See if I can actually see where this is going. It's not over, it's almost a little invisy. It's not very high. It comes up here, goes straight down to this picnic table, where basically I tied it off so that it'd have a little bit of tension on it with a little slip knot, and the end of the antenna is up there in the tree. It's probably up about 35 feet or something, not very high. Now I'm starting to wonder, I hope that we're not going to get a storm, actually. That's one thing that would pull me off the air. Don't ever play radio when there's a thunderstorm around. This is weird weather today. Let's get this thing going so I at least get my 10 contacts before I hear thunder. Okay, let's see. Let's get this tripod set up. Up on the air. If this is the first time you've come to my channel, I must apologize. This isn't quite like any other channel you've probably ever seen. I don't edit anything by design, frankly. I want to show people what it's really like when you go out to the field. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I don't think everybody should do this. And that's mainly because there probably isn't enough YouTube time in the world to watch every YouTube channel do a real-time, real-life video. But for me, it works for me. And I enjoy this. I feel like you're here along for the ride. And as we find out if this paddle works with the G106. So let's turn on the G106. This is going to be a bugger to log here and here. I hate doing this. I could just kick myself for not bringing my tablet. It's a lot easier to use my tablet. Sorry, you're probably going to get some wind noise in this, but let's turn this out. We'll start on 20 meters. We'll start on the higher band since it's this time of day. No broadcast noise. Very nice. Yay! Okay, looks like that's working. Now, the one negative with the G106 is there's no power output meter, there's no SWR meter. But I have total faith in this deployment, so I'm sure that I'm getting a decent match, right? Probably 1.3 to 1 or less. So this antenna has never ever given me anything less than that, no matter how I've deployed it. So, but I always try to deploy it, you know, with good in-fed half-wave principle. So let's try this out. Now, another thing this doesn't have is a CW message memory keyer, which means that when I'm on here, I am hearing some broadcast noise, but it's faint. It is faint. Yeah, I'm hearing, it's very faint though. That's good. I have a hunch that if my antenna were broadside to that tower, we would be hearing it a lot more. I'm pleased with that decision. Good job, Thomas. I'll take credit for it. Ooh, there is somebody there. Just barely. I tell you what, the man's awfully quiet. It's a little scary. Everybody's trying to chase the Bouvet Island DXpedition right now, I think. Okay, I'm going to move it to 0.5. 61.5, let's see. That's as high as the volume goes. You know what? I hope you can hear this okay. I'll try to move it a little closer. You know, I think this is working fine. Larry, okay. Rochester. ADV. Haven't had you in the logs in a while there. Good to get you, Mike. Okay. Ooh, he came up. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That would be Pennsylvania. This is not a sensitive receiver. I'm afraid that some of my reports are false because I think that this receiver is just not a super sensitive receiver. Good job. Okay, I think I heard a super, super faint V. Oh, park to park, I think. I'm going to try to find the V station I heard earlier. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, okay, you know what? We'll go for him because I think maybe I wasn't hearing. I may have to repeat his call. I've got a really good path into Louisiana today. Okay. Well, that was a sloppy. I think I heard K5KHK in there. Let's see if I hear him this time. Got him. This is where. Okay, good. I got K3ES. I heard that. Right. Okay. That's right. Truth in advertising there. He has a really strong signal, so I couldn't give him a 559. Oh, wait, no. Okay. Was that 2? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, wait, was that a 3 or 2? Okay. Yeah, my brain was telling me it was the 3. Gosh. Okay. Okay. Holy cow. Okay. We'll go for a WB. That was the R station I heard earlier. Okay, I think I heard a W0. Okay, I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a while. Ask for DX, just in case there's a DX station out there. I don't think so. Okay, no. Okay. You got a great signal. Oh, there we go. I thought he may not have heard me and all of the people that came in when I called him back. Was that? Okay, wait. Okay, I'm not getting that for some reason. Okay, got him. For some reason, I wasn't hearing that 9 that time. Big signals into Wisconsin today. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, well, that had it right. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. Why? I gotta fix his call before I forget. Oh, I had it right. KX. Okay, okay. Okay. Nice call. I like that call. Okay, I'm gonna wait. So. I don't think he heard me. See, when I'm only at 5 watts, and when there's a pile up and people are still calling me, they just can't hear my call on the return. Oh, AEW. Right. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry about that. Yes. Thank you for working me again. Good to hear you, old man. Holy cow. Okay, I think I got that right. Okay. That's it. Da 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 da. Okay. Good to get you in here. You got a booming signal. Maybe the strongest I've had. Cough messed me up. Okay, is that an H? Yay, got it. It's good to get you in the logs. Okay, I think I got a 9. Okay. Okay. Sorry about this. Okay, there we go. I get that right? I'm hitting something here on my notebook. Yeah, I hear QRM. Okay. Dismiss. Dismissing the number. 2. Gotcha. What? Did I get his call wrong? Oh, okay, no, I got it right. Oh my goodness, there's somebody in there so loud, so quietly. Let's see. Okay. It's loud. Are you in the same park with me? Holy cow. gosh, I need to hold this up to my ear. I can't key and hold it to my ear. Okay, wait. Oh my goodness. Okay, got him. Okay. Yes, got him. Stuart, great to get you in here again. Are you at a park? Yeah, park to park. Okay. KE2. Lots of New York stations today. Okay, I heard. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to try it. They maybe think I'm calling CQ. Let's try this again. CU2DI. CU3. Okay, let's do this again. Good to get you in here again. Okay, got him. Okay. Yeah, I probably faded on him. Okay, good. Is that right? Oh. Okay. 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 I don't know if it's a Y or a Q. Y. I was right. I shouldn't question myself. It's funny how you do that. When I was writing it later, I thought, oh, maybe that was a Q. Another New York? I've got a big signal into New York. Okay, wait, okay. I had to get a wasp out of my hair just now. A wasp just fell in my hair. That's a little distracting. That's what I thought I heard is KDIE. Mm-hmm. I was a little generous with that signal report. You're probably a 5.7. Okay. Okay, I didn't catch that. That is a spam call. Okay. I gotcha. Arizona, nice. Okay. Ah, got him. N7 CCD. Good to get you in there. Okay. I'm going to do 3 more. Great call sign. So my battery went dead. So you missed a call or two. I think I heard a KS. KD2TWJ. Got him. Got him. I suspected I faded there. I'm about to call QRT. I have to really do it too. I have to really call QRT. I'm running low on time. Holy cow, this has been a long... this is about as long as I ever do. I have a total of 75 QSOs all on 20 meters. Now, what I'd planned to do was hit... The reason I deployed the 40 meter end fed halfway was I was planning to do, 45 minutes of 20 meters and then the rest of it on 40. And I was ready to QSY there. A couple stations came in, and I'm glad I didn't because I actually worked some really cool stations. I don't think I've ever done an activation where I had this many on 20 meters. And that's pretty crazy. Let me see if it shows the QSO map. The QSO map will not look right for this, but basically it was crazy. It doesn't show Washington. I got N7. Oh man, there were so many things that happened. So the problem I have, and I don't know about you when you do CW, but I can't send and talk at the same time. I just can't do it. And in this situation, I don't have a memory keyer. If I had a memory keyer, I would have been sending a memory keyer message and then talking to you while that was happening. But I had to send, so I was either sending, writing, and typing. And so it was hard to keep up with everything at once. But basically, I wasn't keeping tabs on my battery on my camera, and I knew I was hitting a long time. I don't even know how long that first segment went, but I knew it was well. Actually, let's look here in the logs. I started at 20 hours, and we're at 21:20, so that's a total of an hour and 20 minutes, which is 80 minutes. And I did 75 contacts in that time, so that was a lot. That was a lot for me to do. But I was glad I had a little extra time to do this. That was kind of nice. And in there, I worked some really cool stations. So let me just say, so now I haven't had a chance to breathe and even think about this. So obviously this radio works, right? I mean, this is a great activation. If you look at the logs, it's great. I think if I'd have been using my KX2, it would have been a little better. In fact, if I think I would have used my 817 or any of my other radios, I'd have probably been that much happier. Because here's what's kind of forming in my mind. Here's what I think happened here. By the way, I wanted to see how warm this radio is. It's not too warm, and that was pretty constant. It's warm, but not crazy. So that part's good. That's good to note. So the audio is fine. It almost feels like it doesn't have an AGC working, but from what I understand, it has an AGC, but you can't turn it off. But to me, it's like the difference between the loud signals and the quiet signals is like kind of strong. Like in a way, I'm really glad that I'm not wearing headphones doing this, because it'd probably blow me out the door. Like it's so loud when a loud signal comes in on this thing. What I think's happening, I am definitely hearing broadcast band noise here. And I don't know if you could hear it on the camera or not, but there was a constant little broadcast band noise. It was not terribly loud. However, I do wonder if it deafened the receiver a little bit, like if there's more going on I didn't know about, because it seemed to me, and you can go back and listen, I can't go back and listen to this now. It seemed to me like the reports I was getting, they were better than the reports I was giving, which usually indicates on my end something's a little deaf. And I think that maybe that this receiver it either isn't super sensitive or it was being overwhelmed by that broadcaster, even though the broadcaster wasn't as loud as the broadcaster, like for example, when I'm at home and I'm using the radio, the broadcaster there is much louder. It's so loud at home. In fact, I was using this radio the other day to do some hunting and stuff, and my wife was just passing by the office, and she said, "Are you listening to music while you're doing that in the same radio?" And I said, "No, it's just overloading." So she noticed it passing by. You know, it was an unsolicited response from her. It was kind of a random thing she heard. So that is the biggest problem with this radio. If this radio had a really robust front end, I'd probably recommend it pretty readily. You know, with Xiegu products, you're always having to qualify it with, you know, for the price. And I think for the price, $320, this gets you on the air. It's a pretty rugged feeling radio. And in fact, you know, I like how the tuning knob here is protected and the sides are protected with these like little extra side plate things. The audio leaves something to be desired. It's kind of loud enough, but just not very good quality. I feel like the noise floor doesn't sound too bad on this radio, but I now believe that the noise floor sounds low because the sensitivity is just a little low on this radio. I don't think this is as sensitive as my other Xiegu products, actually. However, I think it needs to be tested. In fact, I may see if Radioddity will let me send this to Rob Sherwood for him to test. I'm just very curious. I'm very curious what's going on here, if it's overloading that's causing the sensitivity. I haven't taken it somewhere. Have I taken it somewhere yet? No, I've only done 2 activations. I'd like to take it someplace really, really far away from any broadcaster and then see if it sounds more sensitive. Maybe that's the issue. But here, look, I mean, this was an awesome day for an activation, wasn't it? I worked, I think, 2 South Dakota stations. I had my attention divided here, but I think KOMJ may have been in South Dakota. I was kind of pulling that out of my head as I was doing other stuff there, you know, like my memory buffer. I was playing it back in my head. Did he say South Dakota? Maybe. I'm not sure. But I worked a park to park with M0TTQ at G0012, which is just awesome. I mean, that was very happy about that. Great to get you in the logs again, Stuart. I worked him recently doing a park to park with my little AX1 in 5 watts, and now I'm using like an InFed half wave in 5 watts. And I appreciate him being out there. He's out there a little bit later in the evening, you know, his time near Portsmouth at this park. And what's really excited about this park too is it's not too far away from where I used to live. I used to live in a little village called Shear in Surrey, and I'd say that Portsmouth was maybe an hour's drive. I don't know if it was quite that far. I actually worked near Guildford and Godalming in Surrey, and we lived there a long time. My wife and I were married there. It's kind of fun to do a park to park near where I live now and where someone on the other end where I used to live. That's really fun. Also worked a Cuban station. I worked Puerto Rico, a couple of different other park to parks that were going on here. Worked all the way out to the West Coast there with in Washington State with N7CCD. I'm trying to find all this now on my logs. My logs are so chock full of stuff. And yeah, here he is. And that was fantastic too. I'm very pleased. I mean, this was a great activation. But I did feel like I was having to strain. In fact, I wish that the audio amplification was a little bit better to compensate for maybe what was happening with sensitivity, because I just wanted it a little louder, just a little louder to hear some of those weak signals in there. I don't know if you felt the same way. It's hard to say with the camera audio. I actually think this camera does a great job with audio, and that's the reason I've stuck with this camera, is the audio is pretty darn good in it. It delivers, I think, a pretty accurate audio for just a little action camera. So anyway, jury's out a little bit. I really do need to take this out to the field a little bit more. I think I want to take it to a service monitor or something, kind of check it out. I want to see if the transmit really is as clean as it looks like it is on my IC705 when I'm just doing transmitting into a dummy load. And I may see if I can, I don't know if Rob Sherwood would want to see this or not, if Radioddity would let me send it to him for testing, but I'd be really curious what he finds with this, what the sensitivity numbers are. I know it's not going to be scoring very high because the front end's just way too easy to overload, and that's not a good quality in this radio. However, I say this, and this is something you can solve for $5 if you want to build it yourself, but you can just build a little BCI filter or buy a BCI filter, and then that's going to take care of the broadcast issue. Now, I don't think that's going to make the front end robust. So, for example, when I was getting the really heavy, almost felt like a DXpedition type pileup going on, this radio does not do very well with that RF density, all those multiple signals in a little space. It just wasn't doing a great job with that. But, you know, it did fine. I think for field activating, it's fine. Not a really high quality receiver, but it gets things done. If you were buying one of these, though, and because you like the form factor, you like the price, plan on buying or building a BCI filter to help with all the broadcast band interference, because you will definitely experience that. Definitely. I mean, I'm certain of it. So you don't want that to ruin your day. Today it wasn't too bad, but it could be. Now, I have talked way too much about this. I've got to get packed up. I'm running behind. I'd like to be packed up and out of here well before they close the park, and I'm starting to push that time now a little bit. Thank you so very much for joining me today, and I hope you get a chance to go out and play a little bit of radio yourself. I hope that maybe we can work each other park to park or summit to summit one day, and yeah. If you get a chance, go out and help somebody else who's trying to learn all about the radio arts here with ham radio, and because we need to be good ambassadors to all the newcomers and help them along the way. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. It did for me when I was first learning the ropes with amateur radio, so get out there and try to do that. And most of all, take care of one another, be kind to one another, and until next time, 7 3s.